my god, you guys, did you see an ad in the beginning of this video? So if you did, you will already know that I am finally monetized. So welcome to my channel, welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Jamie and today we are chatting the full monetization process, how to get monetized and exactly what helped me finally get monetized after 3 years on YouTube. So first and foremost, I do want to say a huge thank you to all of you because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and that is so true because I know that it's literally just in the past couple of months that my YouTube channel has really started growing. It's because we are building a community and I love this community all because of you, your comments and your likes. So I want to say thank you because none of this would be happening if it wasn't for you. So I have a pretty good idea of why it took me so long to get monetized in the first place, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit, as well as in my next video. I really want to share how much I made in my first week of being monetized. I actually had my first full day of being monetized and I earned, so make sure that you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. And if you have any questions at all throughout this video, make sure you pop them below and I'll meet you down there. But first I want to get into exactly what it takes to get monetized, YouTube's requirements to get monetized, as well as the full monetization process, how Google Adsense works, and exactly what it has to do with YouTube anyway. So, YouTube's requirements for getting monetized at the time of filming this, which is 11th of May 2022, and they can change at any moment, but right now it is at least 1,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, and there is no limit for how long this takes you to reach. And I just hit 1,000 subscribers for the very first time last month in 3.5 years. 3.5 years is not exactly maybe what you want to hear in terms of a timeline. You always hear about the overnight successes, but I think it's a very realistic timeline, and if you have that in mind, you will definitely reach your goal. So like I said, there are several reasons I believe why I didn't get monetized sooner. One of them is niching down and kind of just posting as and when I feel like it, because I really do love doing YouTube. But regardless of why you're getting in it, I feel that anybody can actually get monetized because it shows it really will happen, and the only reason that it wouldn't is if you quit before it did. The second requirement that you really do need to meet is 4,000 watch hours. And that is no joke, it is hours, not minutes, and 4,000 watch hours equates to about 240,000 minutes. So it's not a little feat. Now I reached this amount for the first time 2 years ago, okay? By the time I actually got monetized, I'd hit 8,000 watch hours, but I of course didn't have the subscribers. Now with watch hours is a little bit different. You have a limited time to actually reach your watch hours. Only the watch hours in the past 365 days count, and like for example today it's the 11th of May 2022, so any watch time that you have received since the 12th of May 2021 until today counts towards your eligible hours. Anything before then, no matter how long you've had a YouTube channel, don't count. So it's a constantly kind of moving bar. Not only do they have to be in the past 365 days, but till YouTube that you're active on the platform and you actually do create new content in the past sort of year. The hours also has to be public watch hours. If we jump in here to YouTube's monetization policies and we look at the YouTube project program overview, so you can find this online on Google and YouTube support. If there's any changes to the eligibility, they will come up here. And here it says the minimum eligibility requirements to join. You need to follow all YouTube monetization policies, and that is basically to show that your channel is advertiser friendly, because there are advertisers and companies paying to put their ads in front of your YouTube channel. They actually do a monetization review where they check this before you do get approved. So being monetized is a 3-step process, but we'll get to that in a minute. But like I said, you must have more than 1,000 subscribers and you must have more than 4,000 valid public watch hours in the last 12 months. So public watch hours at this time, for example, YouTube Shorts do not count towards public watch hours as far as I know. Same with any unlisted videos, private videos, or any hours from live streams if they haven't been sort of saved to your channel. They do not count even if they were in the past 365 days. This is also why your watch hours on your analytics for the past 365 days may be different to the ones on your monetization tab. Now, once you reach those two criteria, do you automatically get monetized? Well, no. Like I mentioned earlier, there is actually an application process to getting monetized, and that is joining the YouTube Partner Program. Once you do reach those two criteria, you get eligible to apply for the YouTube Partner Program, which essentially means that you get a share of the ad revenue, and you get 55% and YouTube takes 45% of the ad revenue advertisers or companies pay to put their adverts before, after, or in the middle of your videos, as well as access to other monetization features like super chats or super thanks, and I'm sure there will be many more in the future. When you reach the threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, YouTube will send you an email, and your monetization page will update to show a button to actually apply for YouTube's partner program in 3 steps. So the first step will be to thoroughly read through YouTube's partner program terms and conditions, and I highly recommend that you do this because even though they're not very long to read through, this is actually a business agreement between you and YouTube, and once you have accepted them and you need to refer back to them, you can actually find them within your channel settings. Now, step number 2 is to link your Google AdSense account, and if you already have a Google AdSense account like I did, it will link automatically, and if you are watching this before you actually reach the monetization threshold, I do highly recommend you try and apply for a Google AdSense account right now. Link that because you can link it to your channel even before you actually get monetized. Doesn't mean that you get any part of the ad revenue, but it just means that once you do get approved to apply for monetization, you don't have to go through the wait and the process of actually linking your Google AdSense or even setting one up to start with, which can take quite a few weeks. And this stage alone comes before YouTube reviews your channel for monetization, so you can actually end up waiting several weeks extra before you even get approved in the first place, which essentially means that you may be leaving some money on the table. So if you have a Google AdSense account and you have linked it and set it up now, it will automatically get checked and this step, and it will move on to step number 3. But it's worth noting though that you can only have one Google AdSense account, so you make sure that that's the one that you link. If you have set up one previously, even like years ago, I forgot about it, you need to make sure that you close that down because you can only have one Google AdSense account. Don't worry if you do get other channels in the future, so if you have other channels waiting to be monetized or even other websites, you can link them all through the same Google AdSense account. But if you haven't got a Google AdSense account though, like I mentioned, there is a process and there are a lot of things that you actually do need to know. So why do you need a Google AdSense account anyway, and what has it got to do with YouTube? And it's a simple fact that YouTube is owned by Google. Google AdSense is a part of Google where advertisers and companies can bid for and purchase an ad space like skippable ads, non-skippable ads, the little bumper ads, anything that comes up on your channel as an advert is an ad space on your channel, and that is the space that an advertiser purchases within your channel through a Google AdSense auction. How much they actually pay for this ad space depends on what their target audience is and what keywords they are targeting. So in advertisement, you tend to have a specific customer for your product, and advertisers will be paying specifically to target their demographic of customers, their age, their sex, their interests, which they know through your channel niche and your channel topics. Based on that data, which you can find within your analytics, YouTube will price the ad space on your channel. Okay, so why does YouTube get 45%? Well, it actually used to be that YouTube got 50%. If anybody remembers that, it used to be a 50-50 split, but you actually get 55 now as a creator. Even though YouTube is making money through your channel, and I don't think people quite understand why, but YouTube is essentially providing the platform, they are providing the statistics to the advertisers, they are providing the YouTube platform for your audience, and for you to build your audience from their platform of people who are already on YouTube and using it at no extra cost to you. And YouTube is a business as well, so of course they need to make money. They have a lot of people working for them, but that is essentially why YouTube gets a proportionate cut of YouTube ad revenue. So all of this at no extra cost to you, but you don't actually get paid by YouTube. YouTube essentially gets paid by advertisers, then shares the revenue with you as their YouTube partner via Google AdSense, and then you get paid inside of your Google AdSense account. And now you might be asking, how do I spend the money that I'll get from YouTube? To actually receive a payment from Google AdSense into your bank account, you need to hit a payment threshold of at least $100 or the equivalent in your currency. For me, it does say 60 GBP, Great British. Yes, I always do them the other way around. For me, I'm in the UK, so that is about £60. That is lower than the conversion rate. However, it's always said £60 for me, so we're gonna have to see what happens. Once this amount is reached, it will trigger a payment into your bank account. So Google AdSense and your Google AdSense account is not a bank account in itself. You will still need to have a separate bank account, which is why you need to set this up and link it to your Google AdSense account to receive any payments. And now you may be asking, when will I get paid? What happens to my money if I don't reach the $100 threshold to get my money out? So simply put, the money that you earn from YouTube will move into your Google AdSense account on a calendar monthly basis. It will continue to accumulate and roll over until you've reached this threshold. So my first month of earning money on YouTube, let's say, would be the month that I first got monetized, which, for example, could be May of 2022, which it is. If I got approved on May 1st or May 28th, it will still count as my May earnings because it is that calendar month of May. So let's say, for argument's sake, that I got approved for YouTube monetization on May 4th, which I did, and May is my first month being monetized on YouTube, and I earn $30 between May 4th and May 31st. Of course, that means I don't hit the $100 threshold for a payout. June 1st, I log into my Google AdSense account and I expect to see my $30 there. If you've done this, or if you are planning on doing this, you would be as disappointed as I hypothetically would be, because it wouldn't be there. Payment processing usually has a delay, and this is true for all companies' payroll, but you should be able to view your estimated earnings within the back end of your YouTube Studio and your YouTube analytics with about a 3-day delay. If you're used to just looking at your analytics anyway, you'll know that they have about a 1-day delay, sometimes 2. Now it's 2 to 3 days for your estimated revenue. Your actual earnings or your actual revenue will be the money that gets transferred from YouTube into your Google AdSense account. And for example, for the month of May, my earnings would be transferred to my Google AdSense account after the payment processing period, which for everybody would be about the 10th while 15th of the following month. So I should be expecting that around the 10th while 15th of June. Now in this example, the $30 I earned in May was not enough to hit the $100 threshold to trigger a payment into my bank account. So it will remain locked inside my YouTube AdSense account. And I know this from experience because I had a website years ago, which is why I had my Google AdSense already set up, and I have had a payment locked in my AdSense account of about £16 since 2018. Yes, so hopefully it will be nice to get that out soon as well, but because I've closed that website and I haven't earned any more money through YouTube, through any other platform, that money is still sitting there 4 years later, I know. But I'll be excited because I'm hoping that I'll get hold of at least that soon. So let's get back to the example. If I earn $30 in May, it will hit my Google AdSense account in middle of June. If in June I earned $40, it will hit my Google AdSense account in the middle of July, totaling my balance then at $70, which is still not reaching the threshold. But let's say I earn another $40 in July, which will hit my Google AdSense account in the middle of August, totaling my balance to then 110 US dollars, and that is enough. So that will trigger a payout and I will get paid 110 US dollars into my bank account. So it will keep rolling over, and don't worry, you will not lose the money that you earn. It will accumulate in your Google AdSense account, and over time, hopefully, we will all just start to reach that payment threshold on a monthly basis. Please don't forget to give this video a like if you find this information useful so far, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, because that is how one would get paid when monetized on YouTube. So what else do I need to know before I get monetized on YouTube? So I made myself some notes here because we do want to get this right. So we're going to jump back to step number 2, which is the Google AdSense process. And Google AdSense has a pretty rigorous process of verifying that you are an actual human being when setting up your account. So they do this by sending you a verification code by text. No, I'm kidding. By email. No, seriously, they send you one by letter. By post. So anybody who is born after 2000, I don't know how many letters you have received or how many pen pals you've had, but that is how they send to you, and it can take quite a few weeks to set up your account, to have that set out. But once you do get this letter in the mail, it will contain a verification code, and you will go into your Google AdSense and verify this code. This means that you verify your address, confirm that you are a real person, and you can proceed to also enter your tax information. Google is actually based in the US. If you are internationally, like I am, I'm in the UK, the tax information will be different. Could be a bit confusing, and if you want me to make a video about the tax information and kind of entering that, I'm not an accountant, I can just show you what I did. But once you have done all that, your AdSense account should be all ready and set up. You will also need to enter your bank account, of course, to get paid, and they will do the same thing where they need to verify that it's actually your bank account. Every time you add a new bank account, or if you change your bank account details, it will need re-verifying, which says that it should take within the next like 24 to 36 hours, because what Google AdSense needs to do is put a small amount of money, so it will be pennies, into your bank account, and you will then go back to Google AdSense and type that amount in that you received, and that will verify that it's your bank account. It does say it should be within the next 24 to 48 hours, but it actually took me almost a week one of the times where I verified my account. So again, all of this, make sure that you do it as soon as you can. So once you've got Google AdSense account all set up, you're done with step number 2, and step number 3 will actually begin immediately. Now this is kind of the one where I was like, oh, on the edge of my seat. And step number 3 in the YouTube monetization process is YouTube's monetization review. Now, YouTube reviews your channel for ad suitability and their suitability to be accepted into YPP, YouTube's partner program, and monetizing your channel. It will say in both your communication and in your email and during the monetization process that this review will take up to 30 days. So I was on the edge of my seat from the moment it started, and I kept refreshing the page like every hour on the hour for several days. After having done YouTube for 3.5 years, you think I'd be more patient, but honestly, I was just so excited because I wasn't sure for many years if I were ever going to get monetized, and it wasn't that big a deal because I love making videos and I of course would have made them anyway. But once I got to that stage, I was just like, oh, it's actually happening, which I'm sure a lot of you will relate to once you get there. So a YouTube review will take up to 30 days. But I've heard of several people getting approved within like 24 hours, within 3 days, within a week, after getting the initial offer to apply for YouTube's monetization. And I will say that they probably already had, obviously, their Google AdSense account set up already. So if you haven't done it, again, go do it now. But what happens if your account gets denied? Because this can happen. In this review, they review your channel for YouTube's ad suitability. There are several reasons they can deny a channel. Chances are, if you do get denied, you can actually reapply, but you have to wait 30 days. And YouTube seems to hope that this is enough time for you to rectify any issues. They will give you like a general idea of why, not specifically, but of why it could have been rejected, I believe. It will mainly be based on YouTube's monetization policies, so make sure you read those beforehand and before you apply to make sure that you kind of tick all the boxes and you don't have to go back and wait even longer. But for most people, I think it will be completely fine. So how long did it actually take me to get monetized after I applied for YouTube's partner program? That's what we all want to know. How long did the review process take? Well, I actually ended up refreshing the monetization tab on Sunday, the 24th of April, and there it was. I could apply for YouTube's partner program, and I applied immediately. I went through the steps and my channel was in review within like 2 minutes because I had everything already set up. However, I received my email from YouTube that I could apply about 6 p.m. on Sunday, so like 12 hours later, and it did say that if I'd already applied, to just sit tight and not do anything. So that is what I did. And then I waited. I waited not so patiently. I refreshed my tab like every hour on the hour for days to see if I was finally getting approved. It felt like forever, I'm not gonna lie. In the grand scheme of things, after 3.5 years, what's another 10 days? Yeah. 10 days is what it eventually took. From the moment my monetization type changed to make me eligible to apply for the YouTube partner program to actually getting monetized took 10 days, with already having an Adsense account and with already having it connected to my YouTube channel. 10 days to start actually earning money. So make sure that you have these things already set up way beforehand. So like I said, you guys, 3.5 years might seem like a really long time, but I think that if you do go into YouTube expecting to be monetized really quickly, it just might not work out for you, and you might actually find that you end up wasting that time anyway. But if you do go into it because you actually want to be doing YouTube, you want to learn all these things that there is to learn, because believe me, it is a process. You will get there. Like, I genuinely believe that you will. If you don't have a YouTube channel already, you can set up a Gmail account, you can create a YouTube channel really quickly, and the rest is just a learning curve, and you can just work on improving and growing and keep going, because I feel like I'm genuinely proof it will happen. If you knew, if you started today, in 3.5 years time you would for sure be monetized, would you be able to endure that process? Only you can answer that. But yeah, I do YouTube because I genuinely love it. It is like my favorite thing to do now, and I'd continue to do it either way. But as you may know, I am a stay-at-home mum. My youngest is 21 months old. I haven't mentioned this before. I will do my coming Q&A, but I am due to start looking for work. Due to the pandemic, etc., there has been a lot of leeway, and I haven't really had to look for work yet, but I am about to have to start. So this is kind of like a blessing, because I have worked so hard on YouTube. Like, when I first started my channel, I did have a full-time job, and it was really difficult. It was even harder to do YouTube while I was pregnant and with a newborn in the first year of Hunter's life, but I still kept on doing it. And obviously all of these factors are contributing to why it took me so long to grow. Once I do need to go back to work full-time, I will struggle to actually keep it up, because before I either had full-time work and no young child, or a very young child, and I don't know how well I do all three, and I really don't want to give it up after all this time. My dream is to obviously keep growing this community and keep growing this channel and eventually do YouTube full-time. So if that is something that you're interested in, and if you want to follow along on this journey, then please give this video a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, my next one, I totally love creeping on other people's YouTube earnings reports. So I will be making earnings reports myself, as this is predominantly a kind of personal finance channel. So of course I'm going to share this whole process. So if that is something that you're interested in seeing, let me know below. And I really hope that this video was useful, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye.